Friday night, the 3rd of September. Titans taking on the El Monte Lions, and we are just underway. 10 minutes and 19 seconds left to go in the first quarter. We've only been away with you for a couple of minutes. First possession of the game went to El Monte, and they still have the football. And it looks like they're going to try my favorite play of all, Steve. They were going to do the quick kick, I think. Titans are in white, and the Lions are in blue. It looks like a monochromatic type of a ball game as two teams with the basic color of royal blue, but the Lions are in the all blue, and San Marino wearing all white. First possession, San Marino defense has been stout so far, and we're looking at 4th down and 6, and they will kick it away. Ryan Single is deep for the Titans. He wears number 4. And I don't know who the punter is, if there is one. And the kick is not very long at all, but it will, however, take a El Monte bounce, and the Titans will have it at the 28-yard line. Steve, your thoughts about tonight?
Well, Mitch, I was really concerned after watching El Monte come out about the size matchup. The Titans are doing a good job holding that line, getting some penetration, which forced a 3rd and long, and actually stopping it at the line, the fallout. So San Marino has actually stepped up defensively, and let's see what they can do offensively.
We'll take a look. So if we didn't have enough trouble with the numbers at our first game against Norwalk, where we had 3 rosters, all of them different and all of them wrong. So we have yet a 4th roster for tonight's game. Let's hope that we're even close to this. Number 4 is going to be Ryan Single, and Single tries to bounce it outside, and he'll be brought down for a 1-yard loss and bring up 2nd down and 11.
Well, the Titans just left the man unblocked. I think he came in from the linebacker position, perhaps the corner. I didn't see where he came in. Made a nice play, just shoved through it. So the Titans got to get a helmet-on-helmet up front. The Titans, last game that El Monte gave up 160 yards in the air and 160 yards on the ground.
That's good balance. Mavridis is the quarterback. San Marino has a 2 wide receiver set, 3 rather, and Mourning motions in that direction. Pass is caught. This is Andrew Hornberger. Andrew Hornberger is going to pick up about 8 yards, and San Marino will have 3rd and a very manageable 3.
And the thing I really like about their passing game is they switch sides. They're not. If we had an outline of where they throw the ball, he throws it all over. And Mavridis is great because Mavridis doesn't make too many mistakes.
3rd down and 3.5, I guess I'll say. It's not quite 4, and it certainly isn't 3. 2 wide receivers to the left side of the formation. Now they motion another one over here. That is number 18, Aiden Hong. Throw is complete. Caught by Prappis. Prappis has a 1st down and more. And Prappis brings the ball all the way out to about the 46-yard line. 1st down, San Marino.
They didn't even follow Prappis across. There was he ended up wide open the flat. Good read by Mavridis to go to him. Didn't go to him, didn't look right away, and then shoved over to him. And the only thing that concerns me about that play, Mitch, I didn't know if you know how Prappis held that ball. Prappis had some problems, I think, when he was a sophomore, holding on to the ball. Didn't have too many in that short junior season, so I just want to see him take better care of that ball.
Let's hope he does tonight. 1st and 10, San Marino, ball at the 46-yard line. Titans 3 wide receivers to the right and 1 to the left. To the left is Prappis. Hand off to Single. They try to spread it out, and a very, very fast closing defense. And Single will get about 1 yard, and that'll bring up 2nd down and 9.
Well, El Monte's defense is built on let the linebackers make the tackles. They got a couple big guys up front, and they want their linebackers to come up and make the tackle. That means that we have to get to the 2nd level on our blocking in order to bust it loose.
So if you don't hear us say many names for El Monte, I'll tell you why. I was in the booth with the public address announcer, and while I was standing there, one of their coaches came in and said, these numbers are all wrong. So I'll take the coach's advice and not say anything. Pass is incomplete, intended for Mourning, And Mavrides got a little bit of pressure, had to rush it, and he led Morning too much, and that'll bring up third down.
And the wind is behind him. The wind is running across the field from the end zone we're closest to maybe the 30 on the other side. So that ball took off a little bit as well.
Yeah, don't I know the wind? Because it's to my back and it's kind of blowing my hair forward, and I can't stand that. Maybe, can we turn around and can we film maybe the parking lot? Would that be better? I would rather do that because I wouldn't have my hair blowing in my face, but that's okay. That's a first world problem. 3rd and 9. Titans with a big conversion attempt here. 3rd and 9. Mavrides wants the pass, throws over the middle, caught by Morning, and Morning loses his footing at the 30-yard line. First down, San Marino, gain of 24 yards, 23 yards, and a San Marino first down.
Yeah, great catch by Morning. Morning is turning into quite a receiver. He is only a sophomore and put some yards up last week and is doing it again this week. Good pass by Mavrides, just right up the seam. They've kind of softened up the defensive backfield by throwing short. That time they took it up the seam successfully.
1st and 10, San Marino. Titans have it at the 31-yard line. Pitch to Prappis. Prappis with some running room. Prappis may go. Prappis, 5. Touchdown, San Marino. Michael Prappis, however, there is a penalty marker on the field, and the official is looking at San Marino, and it is either holding or a block in the back.
And that, every time you get a receiver, a lone receiver on a defensive back, they have to be very careful with the hands, because if you go back and take a look at historically where those penalties are called, especially on a play like that, it is always because a receiver gets their hands in the wrong position while trying to block. They're not paid to do that, and so they don't, unless you really work on it. One of the better downfield blockers, in my opinion, in the last 20 years since we've been doing these games was J.P. Shofi, but they really got to get on it.
That is one thing that Mike Hobby said frequently about Shofi, is not only was a great pass catcher, an amazing blocker as well. And he said that as soon as like Santino or someone else caught the ball, Shofi was the first guy to give up his route and go throw a block for him. So the San Marino cheerleaders all went down into the end zone to have the celebration. They got to run back. Pass is intended for Prappis, and it's just a little too long, and that'll bring up 2nd down. 2nd down, and I believe it's going to be 2nd down and 9. Is that correct? Yes, it is. 2nd down and 9.
Prappis had a step on him. Mavrides, you could tell him right as he released the ball, he believed it was too far. But it was a nice effort. Watch that. They're going to go back to that some other time. Prappis, boy, he looks so much bigger this year. Really bigger. He looks good.
He looks like a lineman that wore the wrong number. 2nd down and 9 for the Titans. Ball at the 30-yard line. They need the 21 to get a fresh set of downs. Quarterback is Mavrides. To his left is Single. Single's going to get it up the middle, and that closes very quickly. And he is going to be dropped for no gain, and that's going to bring up 3rd down and long.
Well, Mason Uriarty, number 74, the guy that made the tackle, is a man and a half out there. He covers not only the 1 hole, but also the 3 hole, or I should say the 2 and 4 from the Titans standpoint. Great job by him. It looked like there was going to be room, but there ended up not be as he closed fast.
3rd down and 9 for San Marino. Another big 3rd down opportunity for the Titans. High snap. Mavrides pulls it down. Looks downfield. Has a man. Hornberger. Touchdown. San Marino. Wide open. This time no flags. 30 yards. And the Titans are on the board with 6:06 left to go in the first quarter.
I think the Titans have found out the matchup that they like on the left corner, but Mavrides did a great job staying in. He was hit right after release as a linebacker came in, but he did a great job standing in the pocket and getting written in for the touchdown.
Steve was not here last week, so he did not see that the Titans did not, I believe, attempt a kicked extra point. I think they went for 2 on all their touchdown efforts, but it looks like we're going to try one here. Let's see how the Titans do on a kicked extra point. Mavrides will hold. I can't see the number yet. looks like it's pushed through, and it is good. And the Titans have a 7-0 lead, and I still don't have the individual who kicked the extra point, but the Titans lead 7-0. We'll get that number for you later on.
You know, Monrovia is kind of an enigma. Monrovia in the first game this year lost big to Fillmore. They played 2 weeks ago. I don't know if their game was canceled too. But if you take a look at it, they won it all in 2019. And if you remember, Mitch, they won it all by forfeit because the semifinal game on the other side was a horrible fight. And both teams ended up forfeiting the game. And then last year, their league did not play. And then 2 weeks before this year, their coach retired. So they are still trying to put it all together. And that's why I think they're a real enigma for a lot of people.
So Morning will kick off for the Titans. He angles it towards the far sideline, and it stays in bounds. Good for San Marino. Picked up by one of the Lions. Sends up the middle of the field, and he's going to be brought down. Clement Trong, number 14, part of the tackling crew, as well as number 35, Juan Solis. Return is to the 23-yard line. First down, El Monte.
Titans did a good kick coverage on that, Mitch, if you note. And who did you say number 14 was? I didn't catch the name. He forced the run inside to a bunch of other people. He stood his ground, didn't go out of his lane, force it inside, and the Titans were able to stop him.
Good job by Clement Trong, a sophomore, and one of that crew that did such a great job earlier in the spring on the Frost Soft football team. Handoff is to one of the running backs. Like I said, you're not going to get a whole lot of names. You're not going to get a whole lot of numbers, but you're going to get the name James Bell of San Marino. And James Bell with a very, very nice tackle for the Titans, and we have an injured player.
Yeah, that is Jay Bell. Jay is a senior. A couple seniors came back and played this year after not playing last year. Bell is one of them, and came in and started participating big time right away. So we have a player down that's 32, the guy who carried the ball, because we're not sure of who the people are. I can't tell you who it is, but he looks like he is in a little bit of pain. So the Titans up 7-0 here with 5:55 left in the first quarter, scoring on their first possession on a pass to Hornberger in the left corner of the end zone, or left side of the field, I should say. But welcome, Steve Tall with Mitch Lehman. I was not here. It wasn't last week. Last week's game was canceled as a result of a COVID, one player from the opposing team having COVID. So last week's game was canceled. The first week I missed because I was delivering kids to college.
San Marino, wearing number 4 is Ryan.
And now they're slowly getting some of the numbers right, undoubtedly, thanks to Mitch, who disappeared in there. But if you do look, they were El Monte was the champions 2019 Division 12, and then became the state champions. And if you remember, David Booth was their big runner, number 6 for El Monte. And Mitch, I think I remember when we came here, and it was a battle between Hobby and David Booth. David Booth was a wonderful player. I'm going to look at where he ended up, because I'm sure he ended up someplace to play on Saturdays.
And I remember at the end of the game, they actually threw Bo Hobby into one of those long jump pits. They threw him in the long jump, but they ran him way out of bounds and threw him in the long jump pit. He ended up with a bunch of sand on him. Running play up the middle, and that will be very, very close to a first down. It's right by the marker. Not sure if he got it. Tackle made by number 44, Brendan Long. And yes, the officials will wave it forward and give a first down to El Monte. San Marino leads 7-0. 5:41 to go in the first quarter. Beautiful, yet a little bit breezy kind of a night here in El Monte. We are just south, probably about, I don't know, quarter mile south of is it the 10 freeway or the 60 freeway? The 10 freeway, where it's roaring by us just to our left, just to the north of the stadium complex. Quick pitch this way, running it down for San Marino. Boy, give this guy one of those gold stars. Number 83 again, Jay Bell, I think I heard you say. And Bell with another nice defensive play. And that's going to be a 3-yard loss. It'll be second down and 13.
It was a nice play. He showed some great acceleration and speed. He had another nice play earlier, so he's really participating. And by the way, it's Devon Booth, and he ended up at San Jose State, so he may be out there tomorrow as they play USC.
And San Jose State won the whatever league they're in. I can't remember what San Jose State is. They had a good year. They had a very, very good year this year. Fumbles picked up by the quarterback, and he'll try to dive up the middle. Number 44 is Long, gets part of the tackle. Also there is number 40, Ryan Q, and number 45, Ryan Zay. Gain of a couple yards on the play. That'll bring up third down and 9.
Yeah, El Monte's got that 3 yards and a cloud of dust, that kind of a Woody Hayes mentality in running the ball. I don't really think they pass all that often, but now they're in the third and long situation, so we may see their quarterback air it out.
Steve, it's great we can say a cloud of dust. It's true here because it's one of the only natural turf field. Fumble on the play, and it's covered by the quarterback, and San Marino might get good field position if they have to kick it. As I was saying, one of the only natural turf fields in the area. And whenever you say the name Woody Hayes, I want you to at least give me a moment of silence afterwards, Steve, as a lifelong Ohio State fan.
Did he hit anybody on the sideline?
Not that I know of. Never me, I can guarantee you that. I think there's some guy from Clemson who might have a tort claim against Woody Hayes, but I don't think Woody Hayes is around anymore to defend himself, but not that he needs to. The last time they kind of ran a quick kick, sort of a punt, and they get in that formation again. Another fumble. Ball's on the ground. And Hornberger has the kicker, and that's another big loss. Number 14 was also there. Clement Trong, another big play for him. And the ball is all the way back to the 25-yard line. San Marino with not good field position, outstanding field position.
Yeah, sometimes when you try to do too much, like they do on that punt, mistakes happen, because everything's got to move in conjunction, and it seemed like it wasn't a horrible snap, but enough where he took his eye off of it and dropped it on the ground, and then San Marino ends up with it.
Titans have it first and 10 at the 25-yard line, 3:05 to go, first quarter, and they already have a 7-0 lead, trying to build upon that. Mavridis looks downfield, fires over the middle, has a man almost intercepted. He was trying to sneak it into practice, and I think that the coaching staff kind of have them wise to that, and I think that Mavridis might have thrown a little bit harder. He kind of threw a little cherry flip out there. Incomplete, second and 10.
Well, I think you're right, because if that pass was thrown a little underneath, he has and he's in, but he's also got to do a better job looking off the safety. You look off the safety on the left side, you get him moving away, and he's not sitting back there in center field. But it looked, and that guy came out of nowhere, but it looked like it was going to be another touchdown.
You know, you can easily look away the safety, because when you look back for practice, you can find him real quick. Handoff up the middle to Single, and Single will dive for a couple yards on the play. Gain of about 2, maybe 3. That'll bring up second down. We'll call it 3. Third down and 7.
Yeah, it's going to be tough getting yards up the middle for the Titans. They've got a huge interior line, as we have a helicopter going around. But they're going to have to keep their defense honest, also not having them sit on the pass.
We got a freeway, we got helicopters, we got all sorts of transportation going around us here. And the Titans trying to move the ball, pun intended. 3rd and 7 for San Marino. 2 wide receivers right. They run a little slip screen. Pass is complete to Hornberger. Hornberger dives forward and tries to get the first down. He'll be about a yard or 2 short, and that'll bring up a very gettable 4th and about 2.
Excellent block on the outside. I didn't see who it was, but Hornberger was able to get around and then stretch. So this is one of those things. Are you going to do a slant pass? Or are you going to try to get the hard yards up the middle? the Titans have a tough decision here because you probably don't have a kicker to kick this far. Last time I said that was against South Pass last year.
Right. The last time you said that, Harry Wendling went out and drilled a 37-yard field goal. So, yeah, let's not say anything. Which is impossible for the two of us. 4th down and 2. Maybe a little bit longer than 2. 3 wide receiver set. The running back, I think, is single, and now the Titans have taken too much time, and that's going to cost 5 yards. It's kind of shocking that we didn't call a timeout there. This would be not a bad time for a timeout, but they elected not to take it. I don't know if they didn't know that the clock was running down, but it's going to be, 4th and 7 for San Marino.
Yeah, there's no clock that I could see, the play clock, so he's got to do the quick math out there. I don't know if he was also trying to get him to jump outside.
Good point. That's a really good point. I didn't think about that. Shockingly enough, Mavridis wants to throw, has a man right up the middle. Prappus, touchdown, San Marino, no flags, and Prappus crosses the goal line from about 23 yards, and the Titans lead 13-0 with 1:12 to go in the first quarter.
And if you watch San Marino game films, Mitch, how many times have we had big plays by passing right up the middle, over the linebacker and between the defensive back? Here's the kick. It is up and it is good. So San Marino 2 for 2 on extra points, now up 14-0. But especially with Ryan Singal, I remember last year, and Prappus, we had big plays thrown over the middle, and there's another one. So if you're watching San Marino films, you kind of figure that out.
Tobias Pedroza is the kicker. He wears number 3 for San Marino. Only a freshman, so Pedroza has, I would say he won the kicking contest, but maybe it's by default. Maybe they just said, kick this extra point, and he was the only guy who could do it. But we don't care. He's kicked 2 tonight. He has 2 of the Titans' 14 points. San Marino leading 14-0 with 1:12 left to go here in the first half. Coleman Morning has clearly won the kickoff job for San Marino. He wears number 24. And this is already his 3rd kick of the night. He kicked to start the game, and then after each successive touchdown. He has this kick down pretty good. And, oh, man, he spins that like a 9-iron. And it's down by the Lions. Gonzalez falls on top of the ball. And good field position from a San Marino standpoint down inside the 20-yard line.
Yeah, and I thought I saw the side judge throw a flag, but apparently he didn't. But you're right, he's good. And what are they doing here? They're going to... It may have been that the ball went out, but did he touch it before he went out? We'll never be able to tell that. So the ball will automatically come out to 35, so the ball must have gone out. At least a guy that was 35 yards from where it was said so. I remember talking to Coleman Morning's dad, John, and John said, because I was impressed by seeing Coleman at the scrimmage. But why don't you take it over and I'll finish the story later.
Please do. So the ball was downed at the 18-yard line, but the officials apparently called that it went out of bounds. It's a penalty, of course, a legal procedure, and it's automatic possession at the 35-yard line, so it's a 17 or 18-yard difference for the Lions. And what a big hit made by number 24. Coleman Morning came up from his defensive back position and just sliced the running back down. Gain of 7 yards, 2nd down and 3.
And it was those type of hits that impressed me with Morning. So I went to his dad and I mentioned it. I said, Coleman's doing great. He says, yeah, I really tried to talk him into baseball, but he really, really, really loves football.
He loves football, and he's very, very, very good at it. I assume he's good at baseball. I think he won the Pitcher of the Year award or something like that. Anyway, 2nd down and 3, running play up the middle, and another nice job defensively by the Titans. That is number 40. That is Ryan Q. And Q makes a nice stop. However, the Lions will get enough for a first down. And it will be first down for El Monte. And I don't know if we're going to get another playoff. So, Steve, get that story ready.
I just finished.
No. Darn. And the Lions will elect to stay in the huddle and will not run a play. We count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we have played one quarter of football. And the Titans have played one good quarter of football. San Marino leads by a score of 14-0.
They have, very impressed by the passing once again, the pass game for the Titans, as they've come. He's hit. If you take a look at it, he's hit in the far left quadrant. He's hit over the middle. And he's hit all the flats. The only place that's really missing is the far right back quadrant and directly over the middle. So San Marino's really done a pretty good job spreading it out. It looks as though number 32, their running back, is down and he's going to be leaving. That's a shame. It's their second game of the season. So San Marino's doing it, and they're defensively, they're coming up with stuff. And they've had two tackles for a loss so far, both by Bell. So San Marino's doing a good job defensively as well.
San Marino leads 14-0, and we are ready to go to begin the second quarter. First and 10 Lions at the 46-yard line, their own 46-yard line. Tight formation, looks like they're going to run it up the middle. Throws at the quarterback, and he will get the ball all the way inside of the 45-yard line down to the 42-yard line. That'll be a first down. Andrade is the name, and that'll be a first down for the Lions. Clement Trong with another tackle, first and 10.
If you watch, Mitch, when they're running that last play, it looked like they had about a ton of people, and I mean literally a ton out in front of the running back, so they're beginning to pull the offside more here in the second quarter.
And right side of the line is about a half-ton all in itself. Handoff, that's Andrade, penalty marker on the field. Nice play by the Titans. Number 4, Ryan Single with the stop. But that might be coming back. Holding is indicated against the Lions, and the Titans will take it. And that'll move the ball all the way back to the 50-yard line. And that will bring up first down and 17.
Yeah, they did the same thing on that play where they're pulling the entire left side of the field to the right side. That time they're running a little out. There is where you have to have that backside penetration by the Titans in order to cut them down the line.
First and 17 after the holding penalty. Low snap again. Picked up by Andrade, and Andrade is hammered by number 28, Nick Escamilla. Another sophomore, another hard-hitting guy. And that will be a gain of about 9 and bring up second down and 8.
Titans have to do a better job now getting under the large of the line. We've got to get a stop here because they've got a little momentum in the running game despite the penalty. Titans, with a young team, tend to stand up. They got to make sure they get down.
Second down and 8 for the Lions. Handoff to Andrade. Oh, ball's on the ground. Nice defensive play. Recovered by San Marino. Single made the hit. Trappist picked up the football. 2 of San Marino's big play guys. A huge play by Single, who shed his blocker, speared into the ball carrier, and then Single picks it up. First down, San Marino.
And there it is. Single got penetration on that one. And actually the line did a better good job. The interior line did a better good job standing up. So he only had to go outside. Single comes across, pops the ball out, and Trappist gets it. Great play by the Titan defense.
You know, Steve, I'm telling you something you already know, of course. Steve was not here for our first game against Norwalk. Steve was taking one of his 3 triplets to college. Where were you that night, as a matter of fact?
I'm still in Texas.
In Texas with Glover, former Titan.
And then I hopped on a plane Sunday and went to Michigan.
Going to Texas A&M, and then his poor unfortunate daughter could get in a no good college, so she chose to go to Michigan instead. And that's a lie. Yeah, you could have gone to Cal. And anyway, I jest because Michigan's a far better academic school than Ohio State is. And we have not even talked about a line. Well, we didn't do a broadcast. So this is our first broadcast. I'm forgetting. Oh no, we did do one, and it was eventually put on YouTube. There's a run by Single, and he gets a few yards on the play. We'll bring up second down. But Steve, as our former offensive lineman and our line expert, I'm going to go over our line people tonight so we can give them a little acknowledgement. Number 73 is Timothy Irier. He's a senior, and he is the son of our athletic director, David Irier, earning the right tackle spot to start the season. And to his left is number 56, Mitchell Mooney, a freshman, one of the first freshmen ever to start on the offensive line at San Marino. Pass is complete to Single. Single will have a first down. Nice defensive play. Didn't get his number, but that's a nice play by the defensive player, and it will be a first down for San Marino.
Yeah, number 33 for El Monte did a good job on both plays. He's got a lot of speed, and Single's got a lot of speed too, given his size. But 33 has come up and made 2 nice plays on Single. However, not nice enough as the Titans do pick up the first down.
The center for San Marino wears number 66. That's Julian Navarrete. Pass by Mavridis, throws, caught. Nice play by Mourning. Mourning had to go up and, as they say, climb the ladder and pull it in. He does for a gain of 8 yards. Why are they must be calling it incomplete because they moved the ball back to the line of scrimmage. Catch was not good, apparently.
He must have caught it out of bounds, but you're right, Mitch, on that offensive line. The only one that is returning, I believe, is Irier, and he's certainly improved. He really worked on his footwork in the offseason. He's done a good job. I think the rest of them are newbies.
Second down and 10 for the Titans as the completion was nullified. Apparently Mourning was out of bounds. Mavridis to throw again. Flushed out of the pocket. Rolls to his left. Has a couple of yards. Stays in bounds. And he will bring the ball down. Bring it down to the 45-yard line. 5-yard pickup will make it third down and 5 for the Titans.
You hate to get your quarterback out in a situation like that, but he did the good job of tucking it away. Sometimes you might throw it away, but when you're second and long, he's going to try to pick it up. He's young enough to handle those hits. It looked like they had pretty good protection. It wasn't a collapse of protection like that. It was just good downfield coverage.
Third and 5, big play for the Titans. They lead 14-0, and we have many penalty markers on the field. Another offensive lineman is number 68, and that is Brendan Gill. I believe he's starting at the left guard. Not sure, but I'm going to left tackle, Steve says. Brendan Gill is the left tackle. We have one more lineman to get, and I'm not sure who it is. We'll take a look. 5-yard penalty brings up third and 10. Bad snap. Picked up by Mavridis, and Mavridis is going to throw. He's got a man. Is that Anvikar? I think it is. Anvikar may go. Number 82, Jayan Anvikar. Touchdown, San Marino on a completely busted play. Credit everybody in a white uniform because nobody went beyond the line of scrimmage. Anvikar may have called for the ball. Mavridis with the presence of mind to throw it to him. And the touchdown is going to be 40 yards, but it went about 60 yards after Mavridis picked up the football.
You know, a lot of times you see a quarterback just following that ball, depending upon the pressure. Mavridis had the sense about him and the good hands to get it up. But their coach is complaining that maybe there was people downfield, and but you know there shouldn't have been, because it was not a screen. It was not set up for a screen, so they weren't downfield. It was set up as a pass, and so there would make no sense for any of the offensive linemen to be downfield unless Mavridis ran, said, we're in trouble. Here is the kick, up and 3 for 3 today, but a broken play for that, and Anvikar showed great skill and a good block. I didn't see you make it to bust him open on about the 40-yard line.
Well, fortunately, our viewers can run it back and see who made that block, but what a great play by Anvikar, and the Titans take a 21-0 lead. Tobias Petroza with the extra point. He is now 3 for 3 on his point after attempts, and the Titans lead 21-0. 8 minutes and 50 seconds left to play here in the first quarter. San Marino, this group of players just never ceases to amaze me. They don't have a whole lot of size, they don't have a whole lot of experience, but they've got huge hearts and a lot of fight. They are a bunch of guys that really enjoy playing the sport of football. I give them a lot of credit. Titans won their first game, as we know. They defeated Norwalk by a score of 32-20. Last week's game was canceled due to a case of COVID on the Village Christian team, and they did some contact tracing, and they thought that it was too much to play the football game, so they did not. Kicked by Morning, and that's another, boy, they picked the ball up, ran it out of bounds, but now the official throws the flag. I don't think that was a flag. It looked to me like the guy ran the ball picked it up and ran it out of bounds.
Yeah, I think he's got a quick flag there, because it looked to me that ball, that he picked up the ball about maybe a half a yard out, just ran out of bounds. But I have to say, we're not at the best angle to make that determination up here, and we're both old and our eyesight has died.
Clearly the best angle and the best perspective, because we have no bias in the matter. Lots of whistles, and San Marino will take a timeout. Ball at the 35-yard line. Timeout. We'll take a timeout with them. 8:50 to go. First half. San Marino leads by a score of 21-0. As I was talking about, Titans, we were told at about noon, 11 o'clock maybe last week, that the game was going to be canceled for only 8 hours later. And Titans were very upset. They were ready to go and play Village Christian at Burroughs High School in Burbank. And Village Christian is a very, very good football program. Titans didn't care. They were ready to take on the not sure what they're, Lancers, Crusaders, I believe. And the game was canceled. San Marino looked for another game. Were unable to secure one. They were going to play with almost no notice. They couldn't find anybody else to play. And so last week was a wash. Titans called the timeout, and the Lions are back in business. 35-yard line, 1st and 10. Lions run almost exclusively from this tight formation. Running play. This is Andrade up the middle. Tackle made by number 35. We have a penalty marker on the field. Number 35 is Julian Solis. Not sure what it is. Solis, I believe Solis is the individual, number 35, who's a rugby player. And Steve, during the, I didn't see the call, did you?
It looks like it's going against the Titans. It was unnecessary roughing.
Okay. During
The numbers for 44 and 45 at halftime.
during the blue and white scrimmage, Solis just and he's so new to football, he didn't know it was illegal. And he just, sorry about that, I didn't know it was illegal. So he's very much learning the game, but he's a very, very strong player, and he's obviously made an impression on the coaching staff. Looked like they jumped off sides. Andrade up the middle, and Andrade will be very close to a first down. Tackle made by number 83. That's Bell's. Bell, correction, gain of 7.
And I think Salisa freshman. I'm not sure. Mitch, to get back to the trying to find a game, CIF just changed the rule for a year, allowing for football games to be played on Sunday. So if a game is canceled, you might be able to find a replacement. But that was brand new.
Lions have it, second down and 3. 7-yard gain by Andrade. Going to throw a pass, very rare, and they're going to be sorry they did. That is intercepted. Picked off. That is Escamilla, number 28. Nick Escamilla with an interception for the Titans, and give Escamilla credit for recognizing a pass play, for heaven's sakes. And he picks it off and has it at the 25-yard line for San Marino. 21-0, 7:31 to play, first half.
Yeah, he just sat back there and played center field on that one and came up with the ball, had to fight for it, but a good play by him. And you're right to recognize the ball's actually in the air in this game from El Monte.
First and 10, San Marino after the Escamilla interception. Here's Mavridis, wants to throw again, has a man, it's caught. That looks like Single, who was split out in that direction. And he will get the ball all the way inside the 40-yard line. And Single is very slow to get up. And the training staff already looking at Single's left leg, I believe, and we'll check on that. The remainder of the Titans head on over to the sideline.
Yeah, he was bending, he was holding it up, so now they're going to check to see if what's wrong. But Single's been such a big part of this program for the last 2 years, as with his brother last year. He's a really tough guy. His lower body is so big, it would be a surprise to me, because I know that he works out just all the time. So, hopefully this isn't anything big. We'll see. He's going to... It looks as though they continue to look at it, but on that last play, Mitch, really it's set up where Single has to, you've got a blocker out front, and Single has to beat one guy. And it's interesting, these kids are not used to playing on grass as he gets up. Let's see how ginger he is. He is very ginger on that leg. They're carrying him off, not allowing him to put pressure. They'll put him on the training and see what's wrong as they call it back in there. But that would be a big loss for the Titans, who have used Single really as a lone back a lot of the times. But they'll take a look at it. Hopefully it's not anything serious. They're up 21-0 right now, and I'm not sure who their backup is in the backfield. But we'll see how they do.
First and 10, San Marino. After the Titans were able to pick up the conversion and get a first down, and now we've got offsides. Man. So the Lions jump off sides and give the Titans another free 5 yards, and San Marino says thank you very much. Ball's at the 45-yard line. Handoff, running is, I believe that it was Mavridis. It was Mavridis, and Mavridis is going to pick up about 8 yards and another first down for the Titans.
Just a fake handoff. It's almost like a run option for him, where he's reading which side sides of the defense, and he did a good job pulling it in and then finding that open space. as they continue to work on on single on the other side.
First and 10 for the Titans. Straight drop back by Mavridis, looks downfield, throws incomplete. Mourning the intended receiver. Had good coverage, and I'm hearing whistles. I'm not sure if we have a penalty marker on the field or not. And we do. We've got a penalty marker at the 25, 26-yard line downfield. Let's see what it is for. Offensive pass interference. So Mourning obviously got caught with his hand in the cookie jar or his hand on a defender's back.
Well, I think as he was going down, the defensive back stood in his way. He did give him a push, and I don't know why it was called by that certain official, but that puts the Titans in a big hole there. That ball was overthrown, but it does put us in a big hole.
Move the ball all the way back to San Marino's own 40-yard line. They need to get to the 34-yard line of El Monte. So that is 26 yards. First and 26 for the Titans. 6:19 to play in the first half. Titans lead by a score of 21-0. It'll be fun to get another score here. Trevor Anton, number 34, is in for the position where Single usually plays. Pass is incomplete, almost intercepted. Last time Titans had that busted play, they scored. Not here.
Yeah, that was what their longest play of the season probably, and they went back to it without success. I feel sorry for the center. The center is a young kid, and he's still working on getting that snap right. That's the second time he's done it tonight. I think that Mavridis tried to do a little too much to thread it in to Prappas on that one. It was almost picked off, but they're trying to figure out what to do now without your principal running back out of the game. They're going to have to try to do it. They're still working on him. We don't know what the situation is here. The official called timeout. I don't think it was a timeout from the Titans. But so this brings up a second and, 10:25, Mitch. Quick kick.
Obviously, I would go with the quick kick. I think it's more than that, Steve. So the ball's at the 40 to the other 40 is 20 yards, and it's 6 more. So second down and 26. What did you say? 25? Oh, I thought you said 20. Sorry about that. No, very close, very close. Good, you had a good estimation. Pass is complete. Caught by Mikey Yasayan. Yasayan keeps his feet. Mikey Yasayan all the way down to the 45-yard line, gain of 15, and that cuts into the deficit very much so, and that will be, I'm guessing, a more makeable, at least, third down and 6.
Mavridis really got it out there, threw it to where only Yasayan can catch. Yasayan is a young receiver. He's got to learn how to use his downfield blockers because he had an inside route when he was running the ball, but he obviously went out too late, and I think he would have picked up a couple more yards.
Third and 10. I must have my numbers wrong. Third down and 10 for San Marino. Mavridis throws, has a man. This is Hornberger. Hornberger trying to get forward for the first down, and he does. He'll get a first down for the Titans, gain of 14 yards, and it'll be marked at the 31-yard line, so gain of 13, and the Titans get a first down.
Well, they have a first down, but there's a flag, and now they're picking up the ball, so we don't know what the flag is. It's illegal use of hands. I don't know if there was holding. But again, Mitch, it is being thrown by someone, by an official who's not even near the play. The Titans have to show a little more discipline with the use of their hands in those type of situations because you've got these officials looking for it.
The other lineman, Owen Granis, number 58. I was checking my roster. Owen Granis, number 58, and he will be the left guard next to Gill.
Bring up a third down for the Titans.
So another big third down
On the 43-yard line.
hurdle for the Titans. Third down and 14. Yes, third and 14 for the Titans. The Lions are faking blitz, and I think their linebacker may have jumped offside. Steve, boy, why would you do that? That he wasn't even trying to blitz. He was trying to maybe fool or draw San Marino to jump, and it didn't work. 5-yard penalty, and that's going to make it third down and 8 for San Marino. A nice break for the Titans. Third and 8. Mavridis wants to throw, looking downfield. Going to try to run for it. Mavridis will get hit, and he will be short of the first down. He's going to pick up about 4 yards on the play. So the Titans, if they want to go for it, and they probably will go for it, it'll be fourth down and about 4 for the Titans.
They had pretty good coverage after he started to roll right, but he actually took that ball away real quick, or too quickly, because it allowed these other guys, the defensive guys, to come up and figure it was a run. So he's got to show pass a little longer, and he might have picked up a couple more yards. But you're right, Mitch. They're going to go for it here. You know, why not? You're up 21-0. You've got 3:30 left in the second half, or in the second quarter. So why not go for it?
Fourth down for San Marino, 4th and 4. Clock running, 3:22 to go in the first half. Titans lead 21-0. Was the pass caught? It was not. A blitzing linebacker knocked it away, and the Titans will give the ball over on downs. It'll be first down for Almani.
Yeah, Almani put all their eggs in the basket of the blitzing linebacker. Unfortunately, he was able to get just a little finger on it, because had he not, Prappas had the first down. So their risk worked, and Almani has the ball back.
First and 10 for the Lions, 3:16 to go in the first half. San Marino leads 21-0, and I'm checking Ryan Single out, and he is still on the trainer's table. This is Andrade, and Andrade will be brought down after a gain of about 6 or 7 yards on the play. That'll bring up second down and 3.
Sorry, we're left with one mic. If you're wondering why it's a little odd up here, but we've only got one mic. And so I'm just going to give it back to you for the play-by-play, Mitch. He's going to give it back to me. So second and about 3 yards. A lot of motion by Almani. They'll pick up the first down. A lot of room there as Coleman couldn't make the tackle on that one. But the other thing you lose by Single out is Single also plays a very important part of the defense. So they're on hurry up, Mitch.
They're in hurry up, but the officials are in slowdown, and San Marino takes a timeout. Their second of the half. 2:28 to go. 21-0 San Marino.
Were you looking for your glasses when they were on your head? I was wondering what happened. So the Titans looking to stop 2:28. You know, usually that would be plenty of time. However, they don't run the ball outside, so they're not going to get out of bounds. They do have, I think, all 3 of their timeouts left. But because they're not a passing team, the clock is going to run. So they're going to hurry up and get in the line. They're not really built for a 2-minute offense, as you call it. So they're going to hurry up, and the Titans are going to have to get right back in the line and get ready. to say Singal's still on the sideline. He hasn't taken off his pads yet, so they're probably going to just wait at halftime and take a little better look at it. He's sitting up, and they've got ice, I believe, on his left leg. So here we're back to the action. Mitch Lehman.
There we go. First down and 10 for El Monte. 2:28 to go. After San Marino spent the timeout. Little counter play, and that is going to be sniffed out by the Titans. Number 44, Brendan Long with the tackle. Gain of 6 yards. And here they go again. The Lions are right back to the line of scrimmage. Gonzalez was the ball carrier, and Brendan Long made the stop for San Marino. Hand off to Andrade. Andrade has running room. Andrade brought down by Mikey Yasayan. Yasayan with a touchdown saving tackle, but there is a penalty marker on the field. I think that's going to go against San Marino.
Yeah, and the flag will stop the clock but we'll wait to see what it is. It looks as though, face mask on the Titans, so that'll get them halfway to the goal line, so they'll be inside the 10-yard line all the way down to the 3.5.
So probably it looked by where the penalty was thrown, where the penalty marker was thrown, that it might have been on Yasayan during the tackle. So the Lions will get first down and first and goal from about the 9-yard line, and San Marino spends their third and final timeout with 1 minute and 49 seconds left to go in the first half. 21-0 Titans.
Well, the Titans do get the ball to start the second half. So really, when you take a look at it, you're down 21-0. Titans were down relatively big against Norwalk. We're not playing good ball, and who knows what can happen at halftime. You get the right motivation going. So the Titans would really like a stop here, but without the stop, because we get the ball to start the second half, it's not the end of the world for them. Looking at Singal on the side, it's almost like he's got the ice, from what I could say, in an area below the knee. Is that correct, Mitch? Which may mean on the knee. Okay.
No matter what, it's no good. He's not in the game. He's got ice on his leg. First and goal for the Lions. They'll snap it from about the 9 or 8 yard line. Andrade fumbles the snap, picks it back up, runs up the middle, touchdown. Andrade puts the Lions on the board, and San Marino's lead is cut to 21-6.
It's remarkable sometimes when you have that little mistake with the ball on the ground, how that changes the timing of everything, and a lot of times to the benefit of the offense, typically to the benefit of the defense, but that was the benefit of offense because it allowed them to get deeper into the linebackers on their block. So it looks like they're going to go for 2 here, Mitch, doesn't it? I can't tell.
Sort of does. I agree with you, Steve. It does look like they're going to go for 2. That certainly isn't going for 1 formation. And I think San Marino jumped, which is no good when you're going for 2. If you're going for 1, it's not that big of a deal. But to give them half the distance to the goal, the extra point line is at the 3, so they'll move the ball to the 1.5. And the Lions will attempt a 2-point conversion from there. 21-6, San Marino leads with 1:43 left to play in the first half.
And after that last play, there was a flag down. I believe it was offsides on the defense. This is the...
So now I think El Monte wants to talk it over.
On the Lions at 1:43.
They did. They called a timeout. You know, Mitch, in looking at their offense, it almost looks like the offside of where they're running the ball moves before every snap. Either that or they're very quick. And I can't understand why it hasn't been called, but they seem to be in movement right before the snap. And it's always it's always the pulling side that seems to do that. And it hasn't been called yet. And so it may be that it's not a penalty and our angle's just bad, but it looks bad. It looks like a penalty to me.
I agree. It looks like every single play they are jumping offside, or not jumping offside, but at least starting too soon. False starts against El Monte. 2-point conversion comes from 1.5 yards out. Here's Andrade, tries the middle. Titans stuff it, and I think San Marino kept him out. James Bell, number 83, made first contact. Also there was number 82. Correction, 83 was Bell. And number 14, Clement Trong. And Brandon Long also makes a stop, so the 2-point conversion is no good. Score remains 21-6.
Now here's the question: did they leave too much time on the clock for San Marino? A $143. San Marino doesn't have any timeouts left, but they do have a passing offense, which allows you to move the ball down along the sidelines. So and get out of bounds. So it all really, if you get a good return, is San Marino just going to run the clock out, or will San Marino try to put the ball up under the guidance of Nico Mavridis? So we'll see. I don't think they're going to go for an onside kick, although their formation is set up rather oddly. And if they kick it out of bounds, they're kicking it from the.
They're trying to sneak a 45-yard.
Oops. It was a nice try by them. They had the ball set on the 35.
Lions were trying to kick the ball from the 45-yard line, and the official caught it just in time. And now they're going to have the kicker re-tee and boot it from the appropriate spot, the 45-yard line. 1:43 to go, 21-6. San Marino still leads. Very high kick, angling towards the far sideline. Very smartly, San Marino decides to let it go out of bounds, and because it does, the Titans will have good field position, and it's our turn to take the ball to the 35-yard line.
Yeah, that was no question out of bounds on that one. So the Titans on the 35, they got 65 to go. Are they going to try to do something or just run the clock out here? And because they do get the ball at the beginning of the second half.
It'll be first and 10 for the Titans.
My guess is they're going to try to put more on the board. I think so. Veteran quarterback already coming out in the spread formation. I think they're going to try to put another one up on the board. We'll see. The play call could be all different. Mavridis throws, has a man, caught. And Mavridis will hook up with Coleman Morning, number 24. And Morning will come very close to a first down. Titans look like they're trying to get to the line of scrimmage very quickly. 1:24 to go in the first half. And now San Marino kind of taking their time. No, they're not. Mavridis got the play, runs into the huddle. Titans very quickly now to the line of scrimmage. 3 wide receivers to the right side. 1:06 to play, first half. Throw by Mavridis, has a man, Yasayan. Big defensive play by number 33. We've called his name a lot. Well, we haven't called his name, we've called his number. A good ball play.
Yeah, and they're going to give the Titans a first down. That'll stop the clock. So I didn't think they had the first down, but apparently they did. But we got to do a better job managing this clock here, because you can't go to the sidelines the entire time and expect to, you're wasting probably 20 seconds on this entire drive going to the sidelines.
Titans in the line of scrimmage, 37 seconds to go. Pass to Morning, and Morning makes a nice catch. A little extracurricular activity out of bounds, and that's a good call. The back judge, Steve. This is one time where I'm happy that someone called the penalty from a long ways away because it was called against El Monte, and that should be a big one, a 15-yarder against the Lions.
Yeah, did I say something about the wrong guy calling it? I didn't mean it earlier. I'm sorry. So that'll bring the Titans down with 33 seconds left, all the way to about the 30-yard line. So the Titans in business with 33 seconds, but we got to find some other way to get that play in. You don't have to rush now because the clock will not start until the ball is snapped here. So the Titans now are looking for something. They've gone to the flat, Now are they going to go long?
So that was a very late hit. They hit Morning out of bounds, and then they kind of kept pushing. The two players ended up on a garbage can that's on the near side in front of the track. And the 15-yarder goes against the Lions. And there's a late hit by the Lions again. So Prappus was exposed, and a helpless receiver, what they call that? And he gets hit, so that's going to be 15 more. I'll think of the word.
Helpless is good enough, but he was certainly exposed there on that one. I think that was a pretty easy call to make, given that the ball, he obviously did not have the ball, and he'd already planted his feet on the ground. So now, with 28 seconds left, the ball, where are they going to put the ball? On the 15, and again, the clock will not start until the ball is snapped.
Is it defenseless receiver? That might be it. One of them, yeah. So that was 15 more yards. So there have been 30 yards in penalties that have helped San Marino. And now the coaches want to take a timeout, and I wonder if they don't want to tell their players, hey, you're helping these guys along. Stop making these late hits and whatever. So the ball's at the 15-yard line. 28 seconds left to play in the first half. San Marino leads 21-6. And trying to add to that advantage. We'll see if they can do it. Steve, isn't it just strange to see a grass field?
It is. I can't remember the last. It might have been the last time we were here.
Temple City. No.
Oh, Temple City. That's right. Temple City does have a grass one. So that was. They did not play in the league last year. I can't remember if we played them home or away in 19. But you're right. They do have a grass field. It is odd in that, the trouble with grass, and I love to play on grass, but the trouble on grass is you have to practice here. They don't have any other place to practice, and so this field gets beat up. It's probably where they play soccer and some other games as well.
Big play for the Titans. 28 seconds left to go in the first half. 1st and 10, San Marino. Ball at the 15-yard line. 3 receivers to the top of your screen. Morning is the only receiver at the bottom of the screen. Mavridis is going to look that way, pulls it down, is going to run. Mavridis, 10, 7-yard line, and he slips out of bounds. Nice run by Mavridis. Gain of about 9, rather, and it'll be 2nd down and 1. However, the yardage is irrelevant. 17 seconds left to go.
And that's plenty of time, Mitch. That's perhaps, you got to get the first down, but you're now looking with time to get 2 definitely, as long as there's not a sack, and maybe 3 shots at the goal.
17 seconds left to play in the first half, and Mavridis comes across the field after checking with the coaching staff. And the official now trying to add time to the clock. I'm not sure if he's going to be successful. I think he's going to add 2 seconds. I think he said 119, or 19, rather. See if they can get it. Titans Titans don't care what they do with the clock. They're shooting a lot of hand signals up here, Steve, at us. I'm not sure if there's anybody who's looking at them, however. (21-6). Titans lead El Monte. 19 seconds. Now some of the fans are yelling to make it 19 seconds left to go in the game. They're going to add now. They've got it set and they're ready to go. 19 seconds left to play. Earlier I said the Titans don't care. Yeah, you know what? Those 2 seconds could matter a great deal. Morning is in motion. Throw by Mavridis, caught by Hornberger. Hornberger dives, touchdown. San Marino, the Titans are on the board again. It's 27-6.
Yeah, and that's an interesting call, Mitch, because we have not had any timeouts. They threw it under the first down, and so if that ball if he had caught it and been tackled right away, the clock would have continued to run. But San Marino pulls one out and picks up the touchdown here, and here's the kick, and it's up, and it is good. 4 for 4 by the freshman kicker. So San Marino uses, gosh, I didn't even use the entire time. I think that
Steve, now we have to ask the same question. Did we leave too much time on the clock? I don't think so. But no, you're exactly right. And when they threw that pass, I'm like, that's got to go all the way, because it would be a huge rush to get another play off. If they could, they may have spiked it or something like that.
Well, they could have spiked it because what would have happened is they would have set if he got the first down, but not the touchdown, they would have stopped the clock to move the chain, but they would have started up as soon as the chains are moved. At that point, you got to be ready for a play. But San Marino, it kind of spends its time getting the play in. So the Titans, though, they had it set up. Who will we to second catch the coaches? Although we've been here longer.
Coleman Morning will kick off for San Marino. 14 seconds left to play in the first half. San Marino leads 28-6. Tobias Pedroza is 4 for 4 for extra points, and they're going to try to run it back. A huge hit by Anvikar, and downed at about the 42-yard line. 8 seconds left to go in regulation, and I believe, Steve, that the Lions have used all their timeouts as well, so this will probably be the final play of the first half.
We are doing the best we can in seeing all the numbers tonight. I've got new eyeglasses on from Dr. Tran in the Midland City Shopping Center.
Eight seconds to go, 28-6. Titans lead the Lions. And they're just going to take a knee and bring the first half to an end. That'll do it. Titans lead 28-6. Steve, final thoughts on the first half?
Titans have taken advantage of mistakes and turnovers by El Monte here in this first half, and that's a sign of a good team when you're able to score after a turnover, and they picked up 30 yards on penalty on that last drive and then had some big pickups. So I'm very impressed by the Titans, but the bad news is Ryan Single is on the sidelines, banged up. We don't know what the long-term issue is. So this is Steve Talt for Mitch Lehman. Join us in the second half.